this morning. Through the wisdom of God, I have a message coming upon the new year. As I was thinking about what God would have me to do. And I thought about the new year coming and how in this new year we have so many expectations, things that we hope to achieve, things that we desire. And a lot of us make resolutions. The world get together between now and the end of the year and tell each other what they resolve to do or what they hope will happen. The subject today, a tale of two, actually three resolutions. Resolution is when you come to a definite or earnest decision on something. You resolve to do that. A lot of us have made resolutions in the past, resolutions to lose weight, to be a better husband, a better wife, to do better in our Christian walk, to read the Bible in a year. We make a lot of promises or decisions that we tell each other about, and half the time, well, a little bit more than half the time, we don't keep any of those. But we want to talk today about a determination, about resolving to live a life. And we want to show you some examples of what true determination will get you. In actuality, we're not going to start with the birth of Christ. We're going back before that. We're going to start in 1 Samuel, 20th chapter. We're going to start at verse 9. And just that one verse. And Jonathan said, far be it from thee, for if I knew certainly that evil were determined by my father to come upon thee, then would not I tell thee? Now let's just take that statement by itself. Jonathan and David, let's just put it out there, were close. They were as brothers. David was talking to Jonathan prior to this statement, and David had told Jonathan, your father trying to kill me. You know how I just throw it out there. No sugarcoat it, but David said, your daddy trying to kill me. Jonathan said, no, because don't you think I would tell you if I knew that daddy was trying to kill you? And David goes on to tell him, now, you know, David, your daddy know me and you close. And if he know me and you close, he ain't going to just say, come out and say, y'all go out there and kill David in front of you. He is going to hide that. And Jonathan and David come up with a plan. Jonathan don't go back, and at this time of the year, David was supposed to be eating with the king in the evening. And Jonathan tells David, you don't come. And when Dad had asked about you, I'll just tell him that you told me you had to go back and eat with your brother and see how he reacts. And if he gets angry, I'm going to tell you that your life's in danger. I'm going to come out to this field, me and you know where it's at, and I'm going to shoot arrows. And when I shoot arrows, if I tell the young man to go fetch him, if I tell him the arrow went beyond him, you know, you need to get your head and go. Don't come back in. But now if I tell him come on in, everything all right, you know that you can come on back. Well, after the first day, David didn't show up, Saul didn't say anything. But the second day, Saul begins to wonder. And let's go down to verse 33 of that 20th verse, 1 Samuel, verse 23, 33. 1 Samuel 20th chapter, 33rd verse. And Saul cast a javelin at him, and this is at Jonathan, to smite him, whereby Jonathan knew that it was determined to his father to slay David. Saul had asked Jonathan, what David? Well, and then Jonathan went ahead and told him everything he said he's going to tell him. Well, David told me that his brothers wanted him over at their house, so I told him to go on, you'll be all right. And Jonathan, at that point, had to duck. Daddy was upset, and he threw, actually he said some choice words, and then he threw a javelin. And at that point, Jonathan knew that his father was out to kill his best friend, or David. And they went through the whole thing of they going out into the field and shooting their arrows. And once the young man came back, Jonathan told him to go back into home and take the arrows and the quiver with you. And he stayed there for a while. When he stayed there, David got up and he came and fell on his face in front of Jonathan. And they determined that it was time for David to get his head. Jonathan went against his father because he had resolved to help his friend. His father, who was wrong, saw that his son was against him, or he thought his son was against him. This is a resolution. Saul had resolved to kill David. Jonathan had resolved to save David's life, or do as much as he could to save David. Now, when you make your resolution, as we are known to do, I'm going to lose weight. Now, is it a life or death situation for you? It is not. But let me tell you what God expects of us. God expects it to be a life. Eternal life. Process for you. He expects us to resolve every day to live for Him. He expects us to resolve every day to do what's right. Even if your family, even if your father, your mother, whomever is wrong, God expects us who are called by His name to do right. That's right. Now, the third resolution in here we need to talk about. Isaiah, the 24th, Samuel, 1 Samuel 24th chapter, the 10th verse. Now, after Saul continues his quest to kill David, David resolved not to touch Saul.
Yes. All right.
Mm-hmm. He resolved, even though this man has been hunting him for years. Years. I'm not talking about a couple of days, a few weeks. Saul has been in the process of doing everything he could to kill David for years. The 20th verse, 10th verse. Behold, this day, thine eyes have seen how the Lord hath delivered thee today into mine hand in the cave. And some bade me to kill thee, but mine eyes spared thee. And I said, I will not put forth mine hand against my Lord, for he is the Lord's anointed.
Yes.
Y'all get that?
Yes.
Amen. Amen.
I'm not going to touch the Lord's anointed.
Yeah.
I don't care what you're doing to me.
All right.
Now, prior to this, Saul goes into a cave because his feet were cold. Laid down, falling asleep. Now, already in this cave is David and his men. They were hiding in the cave. Saul comes in the cave because he thought the cave was secure. He goes to sleep. And David's men think, oh, look what the Lord has done for you. He has laid him out right here on the ground asleep.
That's right.
And David goes in and he cuts the bottom of his skirt. The long thing that they were, cuts it off. But he does not harm Saul. And then he feels bad about it. Saul wakes up out the cave and starts to go off, and David goes out and hollers, hey! You know, God has delivered you into my hand. I got the tail of your skirt right here. I could have just as easily have cut your head off. And the way your folk love me, I'd have been killed. But I'm not going to lay my hand on the Lord's anointing. David made a resolution to the Lord that he was not going to. David was perfect. As y'all well know, David did some things that he shouldn't have done. But David was striving to be what God wanted him to be. He resolved to do what it is the Lord wanted him to do. Now, David was weak, and David failed, just like some of us. God expects us to be who we say we are. If you make a resolution, if you tell any man that you're going to do something, God expects you to do it. You know, we think light of stuff like this, these resolutions that we make toward man. But the Lord said, your word, your word toward any man. You know, that's what we are God's people. And if you lie, and you know, sometimes we say things that we aren't serious about, and people don't know we aren't serious, but you know, they should have known that we're going to give them $1,000 if you go over and drive across this mud hole we ain't going to still. Well, I said I'd give him $1,000. And he drive over there, and well, you know I was going to give you that. Our word, God expects us to be men and women of our word. Because we represent him. Wait, y'all don't get it. A resolution. A sincere promise, object that we're striving for. Sincerely. Now, Jesus made resolutions to us. He told us that we did certain things. He was going to do certain things. He made us promises. Now, what if I done live this life? Come down there, brother, 2-3 times every week, because, you know, God told me to come. And then at the end, Jesus, well, you know I would plan to bring you to hell. Because you should have known. The way you was young and you was drinking, you should know I wasn't going to bring you up here with these things. Come on now. We expect God to do things that we won't do. We expect God to live by His word. We expect God to, when He made these resolutions, these promises to us, we expect God to keep these promises. But we don't want to keep ours. Man, God expects us to do what we say we're going to do. You know, let me find it. I found something that I wrote down while I was talking. When we become men and women of Christ, there is a certain stature. There is a certain level that we are to maintain. Yes. We don't change because our situation changes. As I was reading, I saw a case where this brought to my mind when I was in charge of a department I was in. According to this young man was recently promoted as a CEO of this manufacturing company. And he goes in, and they were doing pretty bad. The reason they changed the CEO, they fired the CEO, they fired the previous one. So this guy comes in, and he He was nice, and everybody liked him, but when they moved him up, he decided he had to make some changes. He decided that he had to shake some things up. So all the people that were friends of his, everybody that started with him, and he came in there and all over patting him on the back, and the trustees, everybody came in, well, I can't let them see me, you know, among common folks. They got to know these people are afraid of me. So he walks in and he comes in and y'all get back to work, get back to work. Now one guy over there leaning up against the wall with a straw and a toothpick in his mouth, and don't we see me? Did you hear me? So he goes over there, hey you, how much you make a week? I looked at him, at $300 a week. He reached in his pocket and pulled like $1,200. Here, get your hat. It's the last time you're going to be in here. Man looked at him, smiled, get a toothpick, walks out. Anybody else want to leave? But what was he doing and what was his job? That was a Domino's man. He was just delivering pizza. All right, pal. We can't change because our situation changes. Because God elevates you. The reason He elevated you was because you are who you are. You don't have to change because you're in a new position. You're in the new position because of who you were. I ask you today to resolve to be a closer Christian. And I'm not talking about coming to church more often, because I think everybody will do this for that thing. Amen. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a closer walk with Christ every day. I want to be a better Christian tomorrow than I am today. Amen. And a better Christian the day after that than I was the day before that. I want God to know who I am and to be proud of me. Have you considered my servant Cecil? Have you considered his dedication, his love for his wife, his family, his church, his community? I want to be that person that Jesus Christ can point to when Satan said, ain't nobody living right. All right. Well, have you considered? All right. That's right. Have you considered Trinity? When you say ain't no church living for you, nobody serving you, have you considered Trinity? Right. There's no church and listen. Have you considered? They resolved to live a life for me. Yeah. Yeah. Right. They resolved to live their life for Christ. Yeah. Have you considered Trinity? Oh, they got members all the way up in New York, but they are still doing what I asked them to do. They got members all the way in Mobile, but they are still doing what I asked them to do. Have you considered that Christ is depending on you? Glory to God. That when you resolve to be a Christian, when you resolve to put away all those evil things, those things that are not like Christ, have you considered? Well, you know, Lord, I'm tempted, but He said He would not leave you tempted without a way of escape. All right. Our problem is we don't want to escape sometimes. Long as I can get back up after I fall, well, who said you're going to be able to get back up? All right. Who said that Christ isn't coming back for us? It's He. Yeah. We resolve to be Christian. Yes. Like Jonathan resolved to do what he could for David. All right. Despite his father, who resolved to take David's life. You know that story goes on farther to say that the Philistines had shot Saul with arrows, and he asked his armor bearer to kill him. He wouldn't. He fell upon his own sword. But he didn't die. A little bit further on there, they tell you about another young man that comes upon him. And Saul was still alive. He killed him. Took his crown, his bracelet, and took it into David. and told David what happened. And David said, because you laid your hand on God's anointing. Look, David wouldn't even lay his hands on God's anointing. And you said out of your own mouth that you did. David called one of his men. Call upon him. Kill him. He shouldn't have laid his hand on God's anointing. Touch not my anointing, and do my prophet no harm. As we get ready to move into a new year with the grace and mercy of God that we all make it over, let us be resolute in our conviction that God is God.
Yes, yes He is.
Not about us.